Welcome to Game Woven, a collaborative world building actual play podcast building a world one game at a time. Today, we'll be continuing our world building series as part of Cosmic Century Nights, written by James D'Amato and Andrew Mergiewski. The coming episodes focus on building out the antagonists for our system. Okay, let's go into some prompt questions. We'll see if we can blast through these quickly. But everyone, grab a D12.
Oh, I guess so. The least rolled dice in
Uh,
history.
and whoever wants to go first, roll a D12, and we'll answer a prompt question. We'll try to keep these quick. Hopefully, we'll see.
Okay, so I got number 3. Who or what leads the Star Conquerors, the Undying Emperor? What drives them to conquest? The Undying Emperor.
Nailed it. Perfect.
And
Lex,
resources,
what
I
did you
guess.
get?
I got an 8. Apart from the Sentry Blades, what powers on this world do the Star Conquerors see as a threat? What makes this force difficult to control, unreliable, or reluctant to act? So fucking many. We do not stop making things.
True.
Most of them are Sentry Blades now.
the things that they find a threat, the Brazen are a problem. Just in the normal,
the random
like,
ass literal gods wandering around.
Yeah. So Zad, I remember you set up the Briar board, right?
Yes.
Bowerborn. How much does the Empire know about them? I'm curious to know.
So I think it really kind of different. I think different departments, different like houses have different levels of knowledge of the Bowerborn or like belief in their existence. And Attell knows what's going on and is actively like my guess would be based on character gen that Rob did for Anatel. Anatel is explicitly not doing anything about the Bowerborn because they've improved production in the realm, but probably has a plot and needs to be able to step in and wipe them out. And third is probably not looped in House Oberon on that plan so that he can fuck those guys over if he wants. So like all of that's taking place inside of Oberon territory. I think that Oberon knows that something's going on. Like Leostav Oberon knows that something's going on, but doesn't really care. Local lords are probably saying that it's superstition and are more interested in trying to root out the hydrangeas, the mutual support or the mutual aid network that's running through there. That this is parents started. But other than that, like I don't think that like it's kind of a rumor more than anything else.
Okay.
I don't even like I don't even know if people who haven't met one or seen a person out if their grandchildren fully believe that exists, and some of like people that live there.
Okay. Who wants to throw another number out?
I rolled a 10.
A 10. What thing from the stars do the Star Conquerors truly fear? What presence does it have here? Where is it hidden? And why is it hard to reach?
I'm thinking the answer to this is the Blade of Dalatheria.
The Dawnbreaker, yeah.
The Dawnbreaker.
What if it is of the stars? Ooh,
Like,
meteorite blade.
The two things that we have so far that are explicitly like from the stars are the swords. Now that vaguely star powered somehow, we don't that Ben knows because he's DMing, but we don't know in detail. And then the gods. Those are the two things that are like explicitly from space. Off the top of my head.
There's also the Kore, the last little bit of moonlight that guards the southern entrance up to the Twins' Cradle is from like that's Aspen's last bit of light. Probably not in great shape because the Empire did manage to get into the Twins' cradle, but that's all from space.
So, to be clear, because if I remember correctly, we talked a lot about last session how the Bladefall is not like an otherworldly thing, but like a more primordial thing. And I really like that idea of playing around with like the gods came to a place that already had stuff there, and like the
Right.
Leviathans and the Dawnbreaker are some of those things we've established as definitely like pre-god of this world. So in my mind, like when I say the Dawnbreaker, I'm almost like it function like having something be like like from the like dawn of history of the weave is functionally like something from outer space because it is still unknown and alien to the people here.
I guess another thing, because I mentioned the gods. So far, have we had a god that's chill with vampires?
No. Well,
No, optic.
maybe Odette Odette probably likes some of them.
Yeah,
I feel
well,
like most
Odette
of the
is a
No,
person to
Odette
person
Bahamut.
kind of god.
Odette likes Bahamut.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a
Specifically
god
gods. I feel like
that's fine with the
most of the
vampires.
gods from
Yeah.
the Lucent
Mhm.
most of the
As
gods
far
from
as
the
I know,
Lucenarium
fuck. Go ahead.
this latency is brutal. Most of the gods from the Lucenarium from the Fiasco game are probably don't care too much about the fires. I think like Nerithma doesn't actually care all that much one way or another. Any of the ones that will say like have scruples have displayed moral character aren't big fans, but like there's a lot of them that are just like, oh, that's mortal stuff.
Yeah,
Mortal
They
folks
just
do
see
mortal
them
things.
as other creatures. Like, unless you're a god of death who's like, no, you must die. Why are you taking so long? Sort of
Mhm.
situation.
Well,
Then most don't really have a personal issue, I guess.
Lotharius,
Mhm.
so Lotharius does not like that kind of undead, and I think both she and Wilo are annoyed because they can tell they have followers on that continent, but they can't see or connect with them in a normal way because of what the Empire's been doing, and they're like, what is going on over there?
Right, but Theris is only one god of the undead. I'm sure there are plenty others around
Yeah,
that might be more
We
friendly towards vampires.
we've yet to
It's
have
a different kind of
crossover.
undeath.
We've yet to have gun crossover yet. I don't think. I don't think we had like. I don't think we have.
I don't think it's happened yet. No. Okay.
I don't know
Shall
if we
we?
want to, but I just want to say that out loud.
Shall we get one more toss? I think we'll do one more.
Wait, who was it that actually rolled this one? The question again. I
Emily
forgot.
did.
I did.
Gotcha. Okay. I was like, who am I talking?
I'm
over?
very
'Cause I-
forgettable today.
No,
Nuh-uh.
shut up. No, you're lovable. Shut up.
Unforgettable.
What do you
No,
mean?
I
I'm
just
nothing but skin and bones. You can look right through me.
I
This is
rolled
a
a
visual
12.
joke. I'm wearing a
We got a
shirt with
12.
skeleton on it.
12.
What
Oh, what
qualities
qua-
apart from strength do the Star Conquerors respect in beings outside of their own species? Does this respect change how they approach dealing with these beings?
I like that one.
They always seem to enjoy a certain sense of ruthlessness in others.
Now I have that song stuck in my head. Thanks from
I'm
Epic the
innocent.
Musical.
I think
Oh yeah.
I think ruthlessness is a really good trait to identify because it will take people who oppose them, and if they're successful, even to a point, they will bring them
Mhm.
into the fold and turn them.
yeah.
Mhm.
Literally the thing Circum was trying to do with Maeve
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Jacaranda.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
Imagine,
And also
Yeah.
imagine
just
getting taken in by
ambition.
a vampire. Couldn't be me.
yeah, like
They
the
like
way they get rid of their biggest threats, their biggest political opponents who are not also vampires, is they invite them to join the empire, and they give
Yeah.
them the gift
They
of
absorb them.
immortality. Yeah,
It's like,
Yeah, I
oh,
think
you want
and-
power? We can give that to you. Join us.
yeah, I think
Just like,
And
bro, I'm
because
so
they're
tired of
so-
fighting you.
yeah.
And I think, like, with their being long lived, and when someone proves that they are ruthless and have what it takes to be an asset to the Empire, even if they say no at first, vampires live forever.
Yeah.
They can wait.
I think
They can keep
to play
asking.
into the like stereotypes of vampires, they really like people who are hungry, like have like a lot of like are not never satisfied, always want to like improve and do better and
Like a toxic
overwhelm people.
ambition.
Yeah, a certain type of ambition.
If there was ever like a
Toxic.
7 deadly sins of monsters, vampires are gluttony. You know?
hmm
I think we even
Okay.
see this a little bit in microcosm with Bahamut and the way that they responded to racking up a really heinous series of L's towards the end of the Bitter Litany. And it was like, well, I cannot win against these people, but maybe I can win with them.
Yeah.
So,
Now we
yeah.
get to
I'm sure.
go into actual mechanically appropriate stuff. They are going to have general. So we'll choose 2 abilities and 1 weakness. The abilities and weaknesses will be universal to every beastie, every creature that it falls under the umbrella of the Undying Empire. So we choose 2 of the abilities. The abilities are swarming, parasitic, mass destruction, impervious, tactical, or psionics. And
Hey,
I
so,
honestly, there's a case
Parasitic.
for every one of these.
It's got to be parasitic.
Parasitic is right there.
Star
Yeah.
Conquerors can
Yeah.
corrupt NPCs and defeated PCs to add to their legions. Any injury from them leaves a poison effect that grows by 1d4 a day. Once a creature dies, it joins the legion. Undead.
Yeah,
done.
Absolutely.
I mean,
We gotta.
undead done, 100%.
Ship.
I'm
We
gonna make a
gotta.
case. I wonder if Zad and I are reaching for the same cookie right now, but I was gonna make a case for mass destruction.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say impervious, open, shut, and then you started talking and was like, oh, good point.
Yeah. we have
Fair.
a canon event where the Empire literally did the thing. So mass destruction. Star Conquerors have technology or magic capable of untold devastation. Lords and groups of captains can guarantee annihilation within a specific area if they complete a ritual or use a complicated device. Utterly destroy a 1d6 mile radius when you have access to resource. To activate this destruction, threats must hit a threshold of 20 impact using their intellect dice to prepare it. They may only roll to prepare once per hour. The Star Conquerors can only activate mass destruction once per day. So this
That sounds
happened.
like a renewal.
That's an
It's the
imperial
once
renewal.
per day thing. I would like to argue that the once per day thing, though.
Uh-huh.
Renewal's
they also
not
have to have access
something
to the
they can
resource.
just do and do and do. Oh, true. Yeah, access to the resource. You need to have access to the proper paperwork.
Yeah. For Faye, and listeners that might not know what the Emperor's renewal is.
Yeah, I'm like the renewal, huh? That's kind of a special word to use.
So this came up because I think I was the one that had this prompt. I think it was me, right?
Yes.
Yep, this was you.
Yeah. You.
Yeah, this is my
You
fault.
pitched
I
to
made
this
I made a
incidentally
WMD.
department.
I love your mind,
there-
Lex.
So the thing that I described was take a vampire. You feed him specifically the Emperor's blood, and oopsie daisy, if you do the right ritual, he can like detonate into like a mist of blood that obliterates all life in the area, and like has
Yeah.
seep into the and has like everything there turns into like blood goo that's the ground and makes it great for vampires to chill there.
Yeah.
And the main reason they don't do it has nothing to do with scruples. It's just, well, if they're all turned to goo, we can't turn them into zombies. That's the main reason it doesn't get used all the time.
That and they are kind of they are precious about the Emperor's blood for some reason.
Yeah, we have yet to figure out how much Emperor's blood there is, how renewable it is, or whatever.
Or if it's actually his blood, or just some sort of concoction that's called the Emperor's blood. We don't know.
But for whatever reason,
new blood is that
the Emperor's new
anything?
blood. For whatever reason, there isn't enough to go around. For a reason, there's not enough Emperor's blood to go around. That they're not just throwing nukes everywhere. Which thank fuck.
Much as Bahamut wants to.
Well, I mean, also there's something to be said about the fact that like in the real world, nukes exist. You don't see
Yeah.
people using them all of the time. They're
Uh-huh.
like, people are like, yeah, we maintain 40 of them all of the time at any point, and we could use them, but it's like,
It's
but you
just
don't.
enough to have them to use as a threat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
the renewal is like a guy. It's having a guy who's
Yeah.
like for the Emperor.
Yeah.
We also have a teenager that is possessed by the spirit of someone who was the guy who did
Oh,
the
yeah.
renewal thing.
Yes.
So that's the thing that
That-
I
Yeah.
created. We'll figure
That's
out those
half-
implications later.
That was me and Bree handshaking on making a funny new villain.
Yep.
Let's throw a weakness. The options are elemental, environmental, provocation, or collective.
So I looked ahead at those, and we have equal claim to elemental environmental for them. Elemental
Also
wise,
collective.
anytime. So elemental wise, we've established they don't like burn in the sun when the sun's out, but we have established sun magic will fuck them up. Like light powers
Yeah.
will fuck up a vampire. Whereas the
Mhm.
literal sun doesn't
Holy-
seem to. They still don't
Like,
prefer
holy
the
icons.
sun. Yeah.
Holy icons give them allergies,
Right.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oppositional
But
god
and
stuff.
we've also established that because they're hated by the sea god, vampires don't have much in the way of a navy. Because I can't remember what it was happens to them on open ocean, but that's why
They
don't-
get
Sea monsters.
tracked. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember-
They get targeted every time.
Yeah, I forgot what specifically we said happens to them in detail. But
I'm gonna-
on the
I'm
ocean,
problem-
bad time.
I'm gonna throw something out here that might
Mhm.
square the circle overall, and that I'm trying to think of how to summarize it, but it sounds like the common theme is unchecked nature, or like the primordial nature of things, and it's an environmental issue where like open waters, pure sunlight, you know, flowers that have been sanctified, like things which are pure and natural seem to affect them negatively because they are anathema to the world. And so maybe when they're in the presence of those things, when they're in the presence of open sea, when they're in the presence of pure sunlight, when they're in the presence of flowers grown with
nature.
love, it affects it makes them more susceptible to getting their butts whooped.
Mhm.
It says like there are atmospheric conditions, just divine nature
I
could
was
be
gonna
Where-
what we use to describe it.
Lex?
I was gonna say it sounds like just where nature gods dwell, vampires are not welcome as a general rule.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna pitch collective. It says Star Conquerors operate better when close proximity to their commanders. If soldiers and drones are alone, downgrade their dice for tasks outside their borders.
Oh,
Also
I
true.
do like that one.
that's
Bureaucracy.
a really good one.
Like I mean, just the idea, like if there's not a vampire around, zombies not great. They
True.
don't do much if there's no one like actively telling them what to do.
So then,
Yeah, I mean that's
so
also
in theory,
was the
it's-
case with Blythe's Undead.
mhm.
They didn't
So
really do anything until Irene showed up and said, "Yes, you can listen to this one."
True. So in theory, it's mechanically collective and then narratively elemental environmental.
I mean, that makes sense to me. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a case could be made for every single one of these.
Oh yeah.
And you could even divide up the weaknesses. I don't think we want to do that. So I think the decision is, which do we think is the greatest? Do we think it's the environmental sort of anathema to the nature gods, or do we think it is the fact that their thralls and drones are kind of useless if a commander element isn't around?
So in this case specifically, because here's the thing with tabletop games, it's narrative and game.
Mhm.
The narrative one, I like narratively, I do think environmental might be the most fun, and then mechanically, that's where I'm like.
So for me, I think it's mechanically like getting the mechanic and narrative together. I like making their mooks weaker and not giving the vampires a debuff. Like in my mind, right? Like
That's
giving
fair.
the
Yeah.
vampires a
Yeah.
debuff feels less in flavor and in spirit than giving their like brainwashed soldiers and zombies a debuff if they don't have
Well,
leaders.
That makes sense.
So the difference mechanically is for collective lower level, if they don't have a commander around, we downgrade their dice. Versus environmental, all attacks made in these conditions by nature or whatever, however we want to call it, have upgraded impact.
Yeah.
So it's do we want to pick off the weaklings easier,
I think
or do we
that-
want to hit them harder?
I think that like the thing that we have already established in how like the swords work is that they are like these primordial forces, and so theoretically that's why they like the Star Conquerors, whatever, like the Empire, it would be so concerned about them. So we kind of already have something that's mechanically reinforcing that element of it.
Right.
That's fair.
And so I
Yeah.
think that collective can sort of be the other like half of that.
I
Okay,
like
cool.
collective. Yeah, that's great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Which, as a side thing about, man, my brain shirt off. Cosmic Century Knights. That the idea of play, because this is supposed to be players take part in making the villains, right? That's cool. I've never seen it. I'm sure it exists somewhere, but I've never bumped into it. That's fun. Because also this means that the players now, like, if you're already thinking tactically, the players get to have a game plan going into fights now. Because it turns into, okay, when we're fighting our enemies, are we going for the boss so the weaklings get shittier? Or is it all about, like, making sure we take them down in an area that is that's like tactically advantageous to us? Which are different tactics to think about, which I think is fun. I like
fun.
game design, gang.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
I love it when the design is good. It makes me so happy. Okay, I know we haven't fleshed out the other two antagonists, the Blight Labyrinth and the Fell Knights. But what we do now is we get into some details about the Empire. One of them is the Undying Empire have faced one of the other antagonists, so either the Blight Labyrinth or the Fell Knights, in their campaign for domination. This defines how they perceive and engage with the potential rival. Which of the antagonists do we think that they are more likely to have encountered?
Do we want to put a pin in this one and come back to it once we have the others?
Sure. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
Let's pin that one.
Yeah.
I was
Let's just going to pitch Fell Knight, considering we only very recently encountered the Blight Labyrinth.
Yeah.
But
The Blight
let's
Labyrinth
do
is
the
like
building
brand freaking new. Let's look at the atmospheric conditions. The Undying Empire depend on different conditions to thrive. Some of the conditions on this planet are dangerous to them and could ward against them or slow their speed.
What?
Yeah. Commonality.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, so we've already got we can still get our environmental thing.
Let's
Choose
go.
two. They are common to the Undying Empire are common to specific regions. They are common to specific times. They vary in intensity. These conditions are everywhere, but the Star Conquerors have special equipment to deal with them. The Star Conquerors are encountering these conditions for the first time. The detrimental aspects of these conditions take time to have a palpable effect. So what environmental condition? I think I know which one we're going for.
Divine nature.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking, because like we've talked about how they don't they prefer not sun, as well as they have to stay away from moving water. So I was thinking they are common to specific times, because daytime.
Yeah, regions of
Not
time,
sun.
because it's choose two. For me, it's region time.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah,
also
yeah.
have the thought of the detrimental effects of these conditions take time to have a palpable effect. It doesn't establish how much time. It takes a few minutes for a sea monster to get upriver.
Well, I think detriment, like the implication of these, they take time to have a palpable effect is it's like just enough time to be narratively convenient for like they don't immediately get attacked by a sea monster if they even look at the ocean. They could conceivably last out there for a couple of hours, or even a few days if they were clever about it.
Like in my mind, is the difference between stepping out into a planet with no oxygen and stepping on a planet with low oxygen. Right? Like if you step on like that, like for it to take time, like low oxygen, if there's not enough, like if you're too high elevation stuff, like eventually you can suffocate. But if you step out where there's no oxygen, you're immediately gonna have a bad time. So I like the idea that specific regions and takes time.
Okay. Sensitivity, choose 2, causes pain or damage, alters perception, alters cognition, negatively impacts important abilities or weapons, affects armor or protection, or gets worse over time.
Causes pain and impacts important abilities or weapons. Those feel like the
Yeah.
most salient ones.
Like, just sort of gradually makes them shittier and deals
Yeah.
damage to them.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Your boat gets suddenly swarmed by these little itty bitty squids that are trying to eat your feet. It may not kill you, but it's certainly gonna hurt. Or suddenly leave.
All right. Resource. The Star Conquerors are interested in acquiring a specific resource that is present on this world. For availability, we choose 2. This we definitely haven't fully established, so we might be able to come up with something here. It is generally considered rare, precious, or hard to attain, common for certain professions or social classes, finite and non-renewable, well-known or studied, or substances found near or far from most settlements.
If I
One
could,
thing
If the
that's
resource is people.
I was gonna say
If
that is a substance that's well known and studied as well as found near settlements as people.
oh, I was leaning finite and non-renewable. If you kill them all at once, you will very quickly run out of people.
Well,
if
you
But they
kill
are a
them,
renewable
I have-
resource, like inherently. Like you
I-
can make more of them.
Yeah,
I have practical experience with that.
good point.
No, I like people a lot. I was
Me
trying. My
too.
brain was trying to be cute and be like blood, but no, I think people like
Yeah.
blood or
yeah.
devotion.
Hey,
But
I was gonna say the newest thing we've had him going after is funny Titan bones.
True.
true.
They got a whole bird.
Which I will
Actually,
say,
I-
there are settlements that have popped up around all the Titan bones.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
think
that also
it
works.
is. I think people is sort of implied. I like that they have a specific interest in the Titan bones, even though we haven't exactly pinned
Yeah.
down why.
I like that. So then it'd probably be definitely considered rare, precious, or hard to attain,
Uh-huh, 'cause
and finite
there's
and
only 4 of 'em.
non-renewable.
Yep.
Yeah, for the
yeah.
Titan bones.
And then for the properties, considered unstable or toxic, inherent magical properties, reacts to
Yes.
different stimuli, can easily change between states of matter, or possesses a will of its own.
Ooh.
That one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We've
like
met one
magical
and it has
properties
ghosts.
and will
No,
or intelligence of its own.
No, we've met 2 of them.
I
They have
think-
ghosts.
Yeah.
They do have
True.
ghosts. Yeah.
True.
2 of them are ghosts.
One of the prompts is what signs does the substance leave behind where it has been present?
Big skeleton.
We don't need to answer that one because they're giant skeletons. But a more fun question is what new terror will they be
Ooh.
capable of if they get all 4? Let's define some stakes here. I'm gonna put this in your hands. What happens if they get all 4 of the Titans?
My pitch, if I may.
Yes.
When the emperor has collected all of the bones of this world, their blood will become as the bones are the bones of the world, so too will their blood become the blood of this world, as tied and intrinsic as the ley lines. The ley lines to become new veins to pump the emperor's blood deep within the world.
So the Titans,
So-
in your view, would be the key. I love it. Would be like the key to the emperor essentially becoming the equivalent of a primordial god rather than an otherworldly god.
Or at
Yeah.
least the first step
I like
towards
that.
doing
Like
so.
essentially
taking over the old magic of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Yeah,
could
my-
also
in my-
be a
I-
reason, like that could be connected to the fact that it is like a weakness for them. It could make it like no longer a weakness of theirs, is that it's like they are
Mhm.
intrinsically tied to it.
Yeah.
like in my mind, vampirism becomes a natural phenomena,
Oh.
basically.
That could be interesting. I was going to pitch something about when he has all the bones, he might have a way to bring all 4 of them back, and they will serve him.
Yeah, my first thought was like,
Which could work with that could play into him becoming the what you said, Rob.
Yeah.
My words are tired.
Like my first thought was like Bree just bringing back like the first was just like that's just 4 kaiju you got. That's bad. You just have 4 kaiju. That's my first thought.
Or even just
or
one big like bone mecha for the Emperor to
it's a
ride around in.
Megazord. The other thought I had was most of what is keeping vampires at bay are it because mostly like we said it's natural things, but also usually like a god helps at least a little bit by like nudging it into like purity or like a divine ideal of something, you know, like sunlight kind of makes them annoyed. Magical condensed pure sunlight kills them type shit, you know. So I was thinking, okay, what if like having the magic of whatever these primordial titans are, it's SPF 5000 to get them through everything, you know, so they could finally like travel the ocean, go somewhere else, conquer some other continent, island, whatever. They've been conquering here, which we've established is the size of Australia. And what if there's more to look at, you know?
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
I think that ties in with what Rob said. Like,
Yeah.
they more or less gain the equivalency of a primordial god and therefore
Yeah.
shed basically the entirety of their weaknesses,
I
making
was
them
thinking
huge threats.
I was thinking closer to like hazmat suits made of Titan bone than like
Oh,
big ritual.
Oh, you're going
but
Monster
also,
Hunter with it. Okay.
I am
Oh, and
look
it,
in the last couple years I've become very Monster Hunter pilled. All right.
and well, with that, so like it could tie the Emperor into a primordial being, but then we could potentially like give like even a fragment, like a small chip of the bone to each of the followers, and everyone who like give it to the vampires, and that would act like instead of their full hazmat suit, they just need that small piece. To
Like the physical gathering is just a start. It's like talisman rules, but the full assembly where you can confront the spirit of this Leviathan to conquer it or have it join you or what have you is like the mastery of the elements, because we basically accidentally built them to each tie into a major element.
We didn't mean to,
Mhm.
but
Yes.
we did it.
Okay. There is more. So we could talk about sustenance. It's an undead empire. I think we can establish that they run on basically vampire sustenance rules. The
Blood.
next step would be going through all of the threats, which is drones, soldiers, captains, lords. I worry that might take too long unless we can speed run it.
I don't think we're in much of a
We-
speedrunning mood.
Knowing us, no.
Yeah, I don't
Hey,
think we can
look.
speed run it.
Also, this raises the question of like how much do we want players to know about? Well, I guess this wants players to know how much the creatures can do.
Yeah.
So never mind.
Yeah.
Ignore that question.
My proposal is that we do that section quietly in the background, just among ourselves, like bounce a Google Doc back and forth and sort of land on which threat aspects, so that we can, for the purposes of this recording, get to the Fell Knights and the Blight Labyrinth.
Yeah, and then slowly reveal it
Great.
as it becomes relevant throughout the campaign to the listeners.
Well, let's get into the Fell Knights then. Let's talk. They're next on the list.
Well, I think a thing we can do is at least saying what the drone soldiers and captains are, which actually we're pretty much clear on that. Drones are mindless zombies. Soldiers
Yep.
are everyone else, and captains are vampires. Okay, never mind. Moving on.
Yeah. And then there's captains. I don't want to start an argument, but captains could also like lords would definitely also be vampires.
Oh,
There's
sorry,
also
I missed
terrors.
lords.
Yeah,
I
there's
missed
also lords.
lords.
So lords might be vampire. Captains might be
Brazen.
chimera or brazen.
Chimera and
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we can settle all of that quietly in the background. I think.
Okay.
I think
Sorry,
let's
there are
go on
more
to
than
Fell
what I
Knight.
thought.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. Thank you for listening to the Game Woven podcast. Today's episode featured the entire cast, including me, P.T. Benjamin, Lex Olden as Palm Day, Emily, Faye, Rob, Zad, and Bree. For more of Game Woven, you can find us on Blue Sky at Game Woven. And if you would like to support us on Patreon, you can find us at patreon.com/GameWoven. Thank you.